Welcome to Turf Talk Live.
I didn't prepare anything, so I don't have anything really profound or clever to say. It's just a story about my mother, so I don't want to be on camera to protect her privacy. So my mother is 78, and she has dementia and Alzheimer's, which I didn't realise are two different things, but they are. And she's recently had to accept carers coming into the house in the mornings to help her get washed and dressed. This was a big step for her, particularly because of her history. So when my mother was young, she had several instances of sexual abuse, not within the immediate family, but within people whom she thought were uncles, but were just family friends. Her best friend's father raped her when she was 14, groomed her and raped her, did terrorizing things like invite her to go away into the country with them on a picnic, and it'll be you and your best friend and me and the mother, and then it was only him who would come and take her, and she was trapped. She didn't speak about this for 50 odd years, and in the last few years she started to talk about it, and part of that was because of the medication they give her for Alzheimer's can bring up dreams and memories from the past. They actually couldn't put her on the optimal dose because she was having such trouble with nightmares, flashbacks. She'd blocked it out her whole life. And when we had to arrange carers coming in for her, she didn't even want a man to come and do the assessment. My mother, she was married until 5 years ago my father died. She wasn't afraid of men, she had male friends. But as the Alzheimer's has got worse and these memories have come up, she's become more fearful being around men she doesn't know. And I think this is probably common amongst lots of women of that generation who have these traumas they've never spoken about. I used to work in a nursing home. There was a lady there. She always slept at night with a wooden spoon. Even, she was in her 80s. Now, I didn't really understand. I thought it was a quirk at the time. This was 20 years ago, but obviously that was a weapon to her. She couldn't sleep without it. You had to get her into bed, give her a wooden spoon. There's lots of women of that age out there, and like my mother. And the thought that a company would say, this man, this 6-foot-tall man, who says he's a woman, and he would be allowed to go in there when she's at home alone, vulnerable, get her washed, get her dressed. Even if he's not a threat, the stress it puts on her, the fear, the bringing up of memories, that's something I think, I'm sure it's been said before, young women don't understand about this situation, why it's so important that we're able to say, no, I don't want a male carer. I don't want a male whoever, home help, anybody. I don't want a man in a nursing home coming to get me showered or bathed. And it doesn't matter whether that man, particular man, is a threat or not. You should have the right to say, because so many women have these stories in their background, you should have the right to say no. And that's all I wanted to say. And also to say thank you to Kellie-Jay, because I don't know where this whole movement would be without you. You're so effective in your messaging and in social media, and I think we'd be in a lot worse position if there wasn't someone who's brave enough to go and say the unsayable, especially now to do with immigration and the other things that are, I just thank you. I don't have the words to say it, so.
Well, thank you.
That's all.
Thank you very much. Oh, thanks. Wow, that was a lie, wasn't it? She said it wasn't going to be profound or she hadn't prepared. Quite mesmerising, so thank you very much. I do think you're right about young women. I think there's I fear that actually the last few years of schooling has killed their boundaries. I don't just think it's